Hi, I'm Dan McPartlin, owner of The Comforted Kitty, and this is my video newsletter. And the topic of today's video newsletter is going to be 10 ways to reduce separation anxiety in your cat. So cats tend to get an unfair reputation for being detached and aloof and antisocial with humans. You probably have heard this before if you are a cat owner, or you've at least have heard about it, heard people tell you this. But the reality is that cats love attention. They just tend to show it in more subtle ways. And they also tend to enjoy attention in smaller increments. When you go head to head in a comparison against dogs, which usually that's what people are doing either explicitly or implicitly when they say something like that. Of course, cats are not as social as dogs, or at least, they're not as obvious about it, but they just tend to show it in more subtle ways, and they enjoy it in smaller increments. Because the fact is, cats develop very close relationships and attachments with the humans that they share in their home. I see it all the time. Our clients tell us about it all the time, especially when they're first onboarding with our company and our services. They'll tell us about their cat, and a lot of times they'll tell us about the quirks that they have or just the way they show affection, and they show it every bit as much, or it's every bit as deep, I guess I could say, as dogs. It's just they show it in a different way. They're not as outward and in your face about it, I guess you could say. And this applies even for the shy cats. I definitely see shy cats being very affectionate with their owners, and in fact they tend to be the most loving. Whenever I watch a cat that's really shy for the first few days or week or whatever it is, once they do open up, they're really loving. Like, they love to be in your lap, or they just are very attached to being around you. So they definitely like human attention. And they just feel more secure and confident around their closest humans. So you may not see it if it's not your cat, and that's part of the reason. And since they love their humans so much that they're around, they can tend to develop separation anxiety because when they leave. So, like humans, every cat possesses a unique, distinct personality, and they each respond to the absence of their owner in a different way. But there are some general signs of separation anxiety that you can notice in cats, and so those can include the following. It could be excessive vocalization, like meowing or crying or howling right after the owner leaves the home. It could be inappropriate elimination, so that's the cat is urinating or pooping outside the litter box. It could be on the owner's bed. It could be near doors or in bathtubs, many different places, and I have seen it all. And some owners, you actually get a kick out of it. They'll say the cat, when it's pissed off that they're gone, they will go to the bathroom right in front of the front door where they last saw them. So, they definitely have different ways of showing it. It could also include excessive grooming, which tends to be more common in female cats. It could be destructive behavior, which is more common in male cats. It could be appetite related, so anxiety in cats, cats are very sensitive, so when they get anxiety in them, a lot of times they'll have a reduced appetite because of that. We see it a lot when the owner goes away on a vacation. The cat will, at the very least, not tend to eat a lot the first few days, just because they're getting used to not seeing their owner. So that's one thing. They could be just hyper attached to the owner, like I was saying earlier. So they're just following the person around all the time, and just, when they're not there, that can really affect them. They may try escaping. That can be another way that they act out when they're very anxious. They also could vomit more often when the owner's not home. They could have pre-departure anxiety. So this can be either the cat hides while the owner is getting ready to leave, or they may try to, get in the way of the owner leaving or get in, the suitcase or something, but kind of acting out in that way. And then it could just be, general depression and agitation. That's probably the most common way we see it, and I would say that it manifests itself with cats when the owner is away. They just have a general malaise about them that they can develop because they're not seeing the owner. So let's talk about some important predisposing factors of separation anxiety. So number one, female cats tend to be more predisposed to separation anxiety as opposed to male cats. Also, indoor-only cats can have more commonly developed separation anxiety as opposed to outdoor cats, since obviously outdoor cats are going to have more stimulation and variance in their daily routine being outdoors, so that can be another thing. And cats that become orphans or have been weaned early or raised without a bottle, they can sometimes develop separation anxiety. Also, being the only pet in the home, if it's a single cat household, they're not going to have anyone to entertain them or be friends with while no one else is in the home, so that can be another factor. And then finally, just a sudden change in the routine of the household. This is pretty common with cats. There may be a change in the schedule of the owner, or there may be a change in the ownership of the cat, even where they're adopted to a new home or something. But any type of disruption in the home can cause anxiety in a cat because they get used to that space. That's like everything is kind of static to them there, and they know where everything is. And then any time that's disrupted, including the human not being there for an extended period of time, can cause anxiety. So let's talk about what you can do if your cat tends to have separation anxiety. So if your cat exhibits any of the signs that I mentioned in your absence, you may want to try some of the following tips. So number one, visit your vet. Any change in your cat's behavior that's a negative sort of behavior especially, should always be brought to the attention of your vet as soon as possible. And this is because cats suffering from certain health conditions may also exhibit some of the same symptoms of separation anxiety, but it's a more serious condition that could be developing, so you definitely want to get that checked out. What about if your cat is given a clean bill of health though? So if that is the case, then it's going to be a behavioral issue that you're dealing with. And with that, there are some other ways you can try to manage that separation anxiety. And the second way is to have some environmental enrichment. So by enriching your cat's environment, the immediate environment, it can help provide more opportunities for physical and mental stimulation, which is obviously going to distract them from getting anxious because they're going to have their mind preoccupied. They'll be engaging in natural behaviors. So if you think about it, a busy cat that has less time and energy to think about anything else besides dwelling on the anxiety that's caused by the absence. So they will be, again, they'll be preoccupied. They'll be doing things that we're used to doing out in the wild, like hunting or searching around, those sort of things. So here are some ways you can actually do that. Number one, you can have lots of vertical spaces in your home. And what this does is cats, as you probably know or have observed, they love climbing and perching so that they have a great view of everything. You get to watch everything around them. So they love that. And you may want to try, for instance, putting a bed next to a window so that they can look out the window and observe what's going on. Or you can, make cat shelving. The cat behaviorist Jackson Galaxy, if you haven't heard about him, he has a great book out called Catification. It's one of his books, and it's all about modifying your home to make it more stimulating to your cat. So highly recommend you check that out. Another thing you can do is get your cat an assortment of toys. Cats tend to get bored with the same toys over time. I see it all the time, especially when someone tells me that their cat doesn't like to play. It usually means it just doesn't like to play with the toys that they've been provided, or at least not anymore. So you want to vary up the toys every so often, or rotate them so that it kind of preserves their novelty. If your cat is reactive to catnip, there's several different catnip toys you can buy for stimulation, and they can be a great way if your cat is has that gene to pick up the scent of catnip, because not all cats react to catnip, but if yours does, it's a great way to keep them stimulated. I would just recommend not leaving the toys out, the catnip toys out all the time, because it can kind of desensitize them to the catnip after a while. You can also try interactive toys, so food puzzles or food dispensing toys, or even electronic toys, electronic mice or other electronic gadgets they have coming out all the time. Cats tend to at least get a kick out of those for a while, so you can even build your own toys, really. You don't have to go out and buy expensive ones. I like to build my own toys for kitties, and it can be as simple as a piece of string or something more complex, as long as it's safe and the cat is not chewing on it and ingesting anything. But the idea is with these toys, it hones their hunting skills or their hunting instincts, and it allows them to stalk, run, crouch, just treat it as a prey that they're pouncing on. And then you can also invest in cat furniture, so cat trees, cat condos. Again, cats love to climb and perch, so those are other furniture options that you can look into. Some really feel secure in boxes and tunnels, so again, these are inexpensive ways to stimulate them, and they will have a lot of fun just hiding in boxes. You get shipping boxes or whatever it may be, or the cat tunnels that you can buy. You may also want to leave the radio on or the television, because that can provide a lot of stimulation and distraction for your cats in a good way with the noise it provides. We see this occasionally with clients that we help. They'll have us turn the TV on or the radio on, and it can really help with bringing back that normal environment they're used to, because obviously you're not going to be there, but having the TV on, if it's already is on when you're home, or the radio, at least it'll be one more thing that the cat is used to in the routine of things, which they, again, are very susceptible and perceptive to. So you may want to turn the radio to a classical station or instrumental, something with no lyrics or talking. You can also browse iTunes, Spotify, Amazon. They tend to have a large selection of music. And actually some of it's even composed specifically for cats, so you have those options. And you can also, if you want to do the television, there are shows like nature shows you can try, or YouTube has videos that people have created just for cats, like it'll have like a bird across the screen or a bug or something. I even saw an app from one client we have who has it on his iPad, where it's an app specifically for your cat to play with and bat the iPad, because the iPad, of course, is touch sensitive, so that was really cool. But then you can also ask your veterinarian about synthetic hormones, or pheromones, excuse me. So synthetic pheromones or calming treats that can help your cat cope with the stress and anxiety. One of the most common ones is called Feel Away, and they make a line of products that mimic the natural pheromone that your cat produces when they're happy. So they have it in like a diffuser or a spray, and I actually used it. I used it especially when I was moving with my cat, and Pixie, she had to drive out here with me to Las Vegas, and it was a like 10.5-hour drive. Which is no fun for a cat, but I kept using it regularly. I sprayed her carrier in it before I got her in there, and then throughout the trip I would, and she was very calm, and she only meowed 3 times, and that was all in the beginning. So I definitely feel like it had an effect. And even when I moved her into the home I'm in, I placed her in a small room and I had the diffuser in there, so it was constantly helping with keeping her anxious as she was getting used to the new environment. And it was much better than the previous move we had done. She was really freaking out on that one. This one was much simpler, and I really attribute that to the synthetic pheromones that I used. You can also just leave out a familiar piece of clothing as well, because it's going to have your scent, and they're familiar with that. So a lot of times people will do that, and the cat will lay on it or just like to be around it. So it's definitely something you might want to consider when you're going to be away. It's just, have a piece of clothing that you haven't washed, whether it's a shirt or a blanket or something that they can be around. And then finally, you may want to consider getting your cat another kitty. This isn't always going to be feasible, but if your cat is friendly and gets along with other cats, then it definitely can help to have a buddy around when you're not around. So that's one more thing you want to consider. And plus, you can get another kitty out of the shelter, and it's one less kitty in the shelter that is rescued out of there. All right, so I would also like to finally talk about behavior modification programs. The treatment of separation anxiety in cats typically involves a behavior modification program. And this means that you take steps to reduce the stress of your cat when you're going to be departing. You're kind of practicing before you actually will go away on your vacation. So you can start by ignoring your cat whenever you leave the home, just for short periods of time, whatever that may be. And then also ignoring them immediately when you get inside the home, because that's usually when they're going to be reacting and most anxious, and you don't want to encourage that behavior, so ignoring them can help. If your cat is used to your undivided attention, especially if you worked from home during the whole lockdown, it's going to be stressful, or can likely be stressful for your cat to suddenly be leaving all the time and for longer periods. You also want to make your departure very low-key and without much fanfare. And this is because cats are very intuitive, and they can pick up on you being stressed before leaving, because that they're not going to react well, and so that ups your anxiety, and they kind of feed off of that. But if you're very calm and casual about it, about leaving your home, they're going to likely pick up on that and be pretty calm and casual too. So the best thing you can do is just to leave. Don't try to make extra steps to make them calmer, because they're likely going to see right through it. And then you can also build up your cat to longer absences gradually. So you can leave your cat for shorter periods of time, and then kind of go from an hour away to a few hours to 4-6 hours. And that could really help with easing them into the longer absences, because then they won't get super stressed out and overwhelmed with stress because they perceive that you're abandoning them. So gradually building up can really help with that. Desensitizing your cat to departure cues or routines can also really help in making them indifferent to you leaving. So for instance, you can put on your coat or lace up your shoes or take out your house or car keys, and do this even when you're at home throughout the day, because then the more they get used to seeing that and hearing it, the less likely they're going to react to it over time. And then finally, I would highly recommend considering hiring a drop-in pet sitter or cat sitter. And this is because a sitter can provide a friendly social interaction for your cat that would otherwise be lacking if they were just left at home while you're on your vacation for a few days. And it can really help with them getting used to that person, even if it's only for 30 minutes a day, or if you want to go longer periods or twice a day, that's obviously going to help. But even the shorter amount of time can really help, because the cat will get used to the person coming over, and they'll expect that person, and it'll lift their spirits, and it'll give them something to look forward to and entertain them and distract them. So it really is worth the money to consider hiring a pet sitter, because they will give that extra attention to you. And they will let you know how things go with a daily visit update, so you can keep track of how your cat is doing, and they'll tell you, mood-wise, appetite-wise. So if that either of you are noticing separation anxiety developing, you can always work on, adjusting something because that person will be coming over. And it'll all just give you more peace of mind on your vacation as well, you know, because then you'll know how your cat is doing, and you'll be able to relax knowing that it's cared for and that their anxiety is not getting out of hand with you being away. Just be sure to let your cat sitter know what activities that your cat prefers to do, so that they will be doing things that really makes your cat have a great time while you're away. So like whether that's playtime, brushing, petting, lap sitting. Now I did want to mention briefly about medications for anxiety with cats, because that is another thing you can consider. You know, your vet can prescribe anti-anxiety medications for your cat. Usually it's for extreme cases of separation anxiety. It does help with reducing symptoms, but it's usually left for the last resort or final option, because like medications for humans, you know, you're going to get side effects, or there's a higher likelihood at least of your cat developing side effects. And you have to pill your cat, and that's never any fun, and cats typically don't like it. So I would consider other things less intrusive. You can even try CBD. We have clients who use that and have seen great results with their cat. So that helps relax them, and it's usually in like a liquid form, so it's not as hard to administer to them. There's also, I think it's called Rescue Remedy. It's something you put, it's like a liquid with an eyedropper that you put in their water. We've had clients get success from that. And then of course there's everything else that I mentioned, especially with the behavior modification in this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to book our professional cat sitting services, the best way to do that is to go to our website, comfortedkitty.com, click on the Book Now tab, fill out the short intake form, and give us 1 to 2 days to check sitter availability and get back to you about the meet and greet. And I will see you later.